Alright, so I was out discing last fall, and the nut that goes right here fell off, so this blade fell off. I found it out in the field, couldn't find the nut, so gonna try to take one off one of the other gangs and go find a new nut. Hopefully find one somewhere around the farm. I know we got another disc back that way, and then if that one doesn't work, there's one over at Grandpa's, so get one off the other side and try to go find one. Alright, I just came over to the other side. I was able to get this nut off just with a pipe wrench. So I measured it. I think the inside is about a 1-inch shaft, and the outside, we'll find a socket for it for if we gotta get one off another disc, because the other disc's been sitting longer than this one, so I'm sure those nuts are rusted on there a lot more. Alright, so believe it or not, this disc has the same size shaft as that other disc. The only problem is this one's a fine thread, the other one's a coarse thread. So gonna have to head over to Grandpa's and see if that disc over there that we don't use anymore has any nuts on it that are the same. Okay, so over at Grandpa's now, looking for that nut. Here's the other disc I was talking about. We don't use anymore. Just basically a parts disc now. Would you look at that? The outside diameter of the nut might be smaller, but that doesn't really matter. The shaft is the same size, so that one will work. That means I got a socket for this nut, but since that's smaller, I gotta find a something wrench to put on that one that's smaller. But found a nut that's the right size, and as well as the right size, the shaft or the threads are the same size. I checked that other disc over there, and the thread was off. This is a coarse thread, that one's a fine thread. I don't think any of these are the right size, but take all the big ones I have over there and see. Also gonna have to, they got this bent in. Nah, those are way too small. And those two are too big. Might be able to, I got a big crescent wrench and a pipe wrench I might be able to put on it and bust it loose. Just usually works out better if you have a socket to go on it. That one's too big. That's for rear axle shaft of my truck here. Alright, I'm going to get a hammer and a chisel to bend that metal off. Alright, got it off. So I'm going to go put this one on the other disc. I couldn't get it off with this, and I didn't have a pipe that would go over that. Put this on it. Had to go find the right socket. Finally found the socket close enough. Wasn't exactly right, but then put this on it. As you seen, I had a big pipe. I was still real good pull out at the end of that 5-foot long pipe, so that thing's been on there for a while. I mean, this thing has weeds all grown up through it. I don't know how many years it's been sitting here, but it's been quite a few. So I can't imagine when the last time that was off. But now I'm going to go put this one on the air disc, and it should be fixed. Alright, rather than hook it up to the tractor and picking it up just to put this blade on, I have a disc or a jack. A lot easier just to jack it up to slide that blade on. Have to find a spacer, but that shouldn't be a problem. Alright, so I got one spacer, it's just a bearing race, and then a washer, and there's a lot of messed up threads, but there's still plenty of good thread, so I'm gonna cut this pipe probably in half, and then I don't think this lock washer will go on there. It's just too small. It goes on the end, but I don't want to mess up the threads trying to beat it on there. So Dad's coming down with the service truck. He'll have the saw to cut this and another one of these washers to put on the other outside of it. So get that done. Then this disc will be ready to go to the field. Be pulling it with the 856. Alright, didn't end up using that pipe. Found something better. One of the pivots out of a 3-point arm. So disc is back together, ready to go, be pulled by the 856. Alright, heading out, discing. Using the little disc today. It does a better job than the big disc, so if you got time, we use the little disc. Makes it a lot smoother. If you don't have time, you use the big disc. But I was going to use the 856, but this tractor, the 10, has AC, and it's 85 degrees out, and if you have AC, and this early in the year, 85 degrees feels like a lot because we're still used to winter. I mean, just a week ago it was below freezing and we had snow. So 85 degrees definitely feels hot today. Start out in first gear, high range. Just start heading back and forth across the field. Make sure the depth is correct and everything, and then I'm going to start going diagonal. I just like hitting these end rows first, or yeah, edge of the rows. Yep, it's looking good. Alright, I don't remember where I was at. Had to go do some other stuff, so it's a few days later. We've had 1.5 inches of rain since then, so it's a little bit wet out here, a little sticky. Keeping the disc clean for the most part. Just wanted to show you guys all these little patches of wild onions that grow in my field. They're kind of weird. They're hard to see. I don't know if you guys can see those. If not, I'll show them to you like out of the tractor later. There's a big patch right there. The darker green is onions. They actually taste really good. They're just real tiny. They never get big. But I know people use like radishes and stuff as cover crops. So I'm thinking that the onions are actually good. They should work as a cover crop. They don't grow everywhere in the field, but they cover a good chunk of it, and they're a bulb plant, so they gotta hold all that nutrients in them, and then I disc them under, and that's gotta release the nutrients. They come back every year though. Coming up on some right here. This is a smaller patch. We got some pretty big patches out here, but seed came in, so this is hopefully going to get planted within the next couple days. That'll be a different video. I think you guys have already seen the disc getting fixed, and they discing some, so I'm sure this will pretty much be a video. I'll probably show you guys when I get done with the field. Just wanted to show you guys the onions. I think it's pretty cool how they come back every year even though we disc them under and they get sprayed. They're pretty resilient. I think they work as a cover crop though. Them and chickweed is about all that's grown out here. So I'll talk to you guys when I'm done, unless anything else exciting happens. These are those wild onions. They never do get very big. That's a bigger one right there. They taste really good though. They're really spicy for an onion. Not like spicy compared to a pepper, but for an onion, they have a lot of flavor. So I'm going to pick a few of these and eat them. Just, they're out here, and I am hungry. Just wanted to show you guys. I assume these hold nutrients just like a radish would, and then when you disc them in, they put it back into the soil, so I don't think they're hurting anything out here. Alright, so I blew this hydraulic hose. It just goes to the hydraulic oil cooler. It's not a high pressure hose, but now it's replaced. Ran down to the Bain and Welker Case IH dealership. I had to pick up some parts for my 706 anyways. They had the hose. So now it's got new hose ran up through here, and then it comes out behind this. I had all that off. Just goes to the oil cooler, hydraulic oil cooler. And after replacing that and putting 10 gallons of High-Tran in it, we're good to go. Alright, that field's done. That should be about 35 acres disked. Getting late. Since I had to replace that hydraulic hose, my truck ended up over in that corner of the field, and we parked the tractor half a mile that way. So probably almost a mile walk by the time I go around the ditches and everything. A little bit too deep to want to cross. A little chilly out. I just wanted to thank you guys for watching. Tell you not to forget to like and subscribe. And let you know, as always, have a good one.